Hello guys. In the previous video we had created our first step under the Echo project to print something on the screen, and in this particular video we're gonna add few more steps under this particular Echo project over here. So to do this you have to go to the projects first, and then you need to select your Echo project, and then you have to go to the process where we already have one step, which was echo step that we configured in the previous video. As you can see the details over here, it's just we are running a bash over here and we are doing echo of hello world. So to add a new step you have to click on add step again. Alright, so you'll get a step template library from Octopus deploy over here on the screen. So again we're gonna select a script as of now, and now we're gonna select run a script over here, and we're gonna name this as hostname check. Alright, so it's a hostname check that we are trying to run a command, nothing more than that. And we're gonna select the role, and now we're gonna give a command over here which is hostname. We want to run hostname as a command, and also we want to run hostname -i. Alright, and we're gonna save this. Alright, so now we have two steps linked under this project over here, and we have to create a new release every time whenever we do some changes in the process. And as of now, like, we just added a second step over here, so we need to create a new release, and it's gonna be 004. And we can also provide some notes that hostname check is added, and we're gonna click on save. So basically our new release will be created over here, and you can click on the overview again, and you can filter out your latest release over here, and you can click on deploy under the pre-prod. Once it went well, then only you'll be able to deploy the same under the production. So let's click on deploy under the pre-prod, and I'm gonna click deploy over here. So as you can see, this time we have two steps. So the first step is running on pre-prod deployment target, and once it's completed, now the second step is running. To check the logs, you can click on task log over here, and you can see the step one where we had just echo the hello world is a success. And in the second step we just given two commands, like what is the host name and what is the IP of the host. To check that, we have given two commands over here, and that went well. So one thing to note, we are getting this IP from our EC2 that we connected under the pre-prod deployment target, which is .229 in the end. And now we're gonna promote this to production, and we're gonna select our tenant over here, and we're gonna click on deploy. So now the same process will be followed, and the same steps gonna be triggered onto the production environment. So as of now it's running the echo, and now it's on to the step 2. Let's click on log over here, and we can see hello world is already printed on the screen. This means step 1 is completed. And now you can see over here the output, and you can easily see over here like it's 167 in the end. This means this IP is particularly different, and in the previous step the IP we got was different. So you'll have an idea, alright, like it's using different deployment targets to run the commands or the release that we created. So this is how, like, you can add more steps under the process. And let's say you want to disable a particular step under your process. Once you design 10 steps in a process, you want to disable something, you can click over here, and you can disable that particular step. So whenever you're going to create a new release again, this particular step will be skipped automatically, and it's going to directly run from step 2. And you can also clone it, you can also delete it, and you can make it enable back if you want. And this is how like you can manage the steps under the process. All right, so one more thing I would like to show you over here. Let's go to echo step over here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create some sort of mess. Instead of echo, let's do something like we're gonna skip the O and we're gonna save it. So as we know, ECH is not a valid command, in Linux. So let's create a release with the bug, and we know that we are doing a mistake over here. So let's create a new release, and let's go to the overview. Let me just select the 005 release, and I'm gonna deploy it on pre-prod. I'm gonna click on deploy over here. Alright, so this got failed, as we already knew that, we had given a wrong command. So the main thing I would like to show you is like, once your particular step got failed, all your next steps are gonna be skipped, and they are like not gonna be get triggered at any cost. As you can see, it's skipping over here, and because, our first step got failed over here. And another thing is you're gonna have a try again button over here if you want to try again uh, on this particular release. But the thing is, if you'll go to the main dashboard over here under the project, and I'm gonna select 005 again, I'm not gonna get any deploy button over here into the production, because under the pre-prod our deployment goes fail. And as per life cycle, once your pre-prod is giving success, then only you can shift your release to the production. But in our case, our release got corrupted or got failed onto the pre-prod environment, so we are not getting any option to trigger the same release onto the production. So this is another use case which I was trying to show you over here. So let's go back to the step, and let me just correct this command with echo again, and we'll save it. Let's create a new release 006, and I'm gonna save it. So I'm gonna deploy the new release on pre-prod. Alright, so it's running under the pre-prod, and the step 1 is running as of now. Okay, it's a success. So as you can see, it automatically got shifted to step 2, where we had given hostname and hostname -i as an input command. Alright, so this is a success. So now you got a button to deploy to production. Now you can shift your stage from pre-prod to prod, and over here under the overview, you can also see that the same thing. Like if you select your 006 release particularly, you have the option to deploy on to the production. So this is how like your life cycle restrict your releases. If they got corrupted at any stage, you can't promote them to the next stages if you have already marked it as a mandatory, that it should pass all the stages one by one, and then it should come to the production. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.